views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
We discuss all the issues, municipal, provincial, federal, and any issue of national importance. We will talk about on Point. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to On Point, your political and current affairs talk show program, broadcasting to you live from right here in the beautiful city of Brampton. This evening, coming up on the program, we take a look on the Peel District School Board. We have lots to talk about there, and we will have with us two school board trustees, Miss Kathy McDonald and Mr. David Green, who will join us. But this evening, before we get into it, we want to pause to take a quick happy birthday or a quick shout out or recognition to the Sikh community, who is today celebrating the 550 birthday anniversary for the founder of the Sikh religion, Guru Nanak. So today is his birthday, and we want to say a special shout outs to members of the Sikh community who are pausing to recognize that celebration at this time. With us this evening, we have Mario Russio, Brampton businessman and regular contributor on the program. Mario, always good to have you.
Always great to be here, Jermaine.
All right, and we have also Faraz Saleem, who is a financial expert and also a community advocate here in the city of Brampton. Faraz, it's also good to have you.
Thank you. It's a mutual feeling.
All right, good. All right, so we have a few things that we are keeping our eyes on. We might not talk about them all, but yesterday, Mario, we if you want to kick us off, let's probably kick off with Faraz since we haven't seen him for a little while, eh?
It's always great to talk to Faraz.
Faraz, yesterday we paused as Canadians to remember those who have served to kind of make sure that there's peace and safety and democracy around the world and peacekeeping. Your feedback on the celebrations yesterday. First of all, I want to commend all the organizers in the city of Brampton who helped to put this together, put this wonderful celebration together each year to recognize our men and women who have served. Faraz, your feedback, your take on the importance and the significance of us doing these recognitions.
It's really important to recognize our veterans, the people who've paid the ultimate sacrifice in many cases, and as well as the veterans who've actually fought for freedom. It's the reason we were able to stand together, united as a community, as a city, as a province, as a country, is because of the sacrifices and the hardships our soldiers, our veterans have gone through. It was very good to see the turnout at the city of Brampton yesterday. It was a house full, jam-packed, especially considering the weather. It was snowing, it was cold and chilly, it was wet, miserable conditions, but it was great to see families, children, seniors, all political affiliates and offices were representing us there yesterday. And one quick shout out I want to make is I noticed that in the many years and decades that we've been where I have actually got to understand the significance of Remembrance Day, it's the first time in decades that the Pakistani Christian community came out as a unit yesterday and celebrated in the particular cities and regions where they were living and represented the community. So it wasn't a particular organization or a person. They were representing a community and raising more awareness within folks who are maybe perhaps new to the country and don't really fully understand the significance of Remembrance Day and the importance of celebration. And it was good to see that momentum in all communities across, especially in Brampton.
Awesome. All right, why don't you
I mean, Remembrance Day, and Brampton always has a a great connection with Remembrance Day with our veterans. Our celebrations or recognition and parade downtown is always a must. It's great to see our veterans, our older generation, but sometimes the youth, schools, and so forth come here.
The choir, the choir was
absolutely.
awesome.
And we always have that special time. I was at the candlelight vigil a few days prior. We also had another celebration at Chinguzi Park.
Yes.
We had the sunrise celebration as well. These are all great things. One thing I do implore everyone is those are great that we recognize people on Remembrance Day. The Legion and Legions in Brampton are here
Every day.
every
Throughout,
day.
yep.
Give them support, recognize them. Our Lawrence Scots downtown Brampton as well. It's great to have recognition in days of celebration, but the remainder of the year we should be giving them their recognition on a daily basis.
It's just like Mother's Day, Father's Day sometimes,
Absolutely.
right? Mario, you
Yep.
wonder if I do something special for my mother on Mother's Day, I might as well should be doing it the rest of the year as well,
Absolutely.
every day of the year, right?
A little bit special on those days is a must, I believe.
Yeah.
But I mean the significance of doing it every day, let's not forget that as well.
Let's break down a little bit, Mario, because there might be some folks who are watching and not sure exactly what you're talking about there. So what we have is that the veterans, the soldiers who have served, the men and women who have served, they come back and they have different groups that they gather in. We call them different legions. And basically they have buildings where they get together for their social activities and just to kind of connect with each other. So these are areas where residents in Brampton and around the rest of the country can actually go to pay their regards to these soldiers.
These legions do things for the community every day. They make contributions to veterans. They make contributions to just community events.
Yep.
And they are always in dire need of volunteers, of dollars, of whatever you can do, some time that you bring them the recognition they deserve and help them do those charitable things throughout the community. We're fortunate to have, I believe, 2 legions. I know for sure in Brampton, and we are also blessed to have the Lawrence Scots right downtown Brampton, which is a federal division, if I'm not mistaken, as well. That you have the cadets. It's something great to see in Brampton. They march on the road. It's something that there's a pride when you have that men and women in uniform. Kids in uniform, it's something that brings out a sense of pride to the community.
Fair enough. All right, so we're going to jump to some other things right now. We are keeping our eyes on Brampton City Hall. There are a few things there that we want you to pay attention to. We might not get into all of them this evening, but I want to highlight a few things, and we want you to pay attention to this. Some time ago, the Integrity Commissioner, a report was made to the Integrity Commissioner, and we are still awaiting a report from the Integrity Commissioner. So right now, we use the opportunity to say, Integrity Commissioner, City of Brampton, we are really waiting on that report. It has been a cloud over the city for a long time. We're hoping that the Integrity Commissioner will soon deliver a report based on that complaint from a Brampton resident. A number of other things are taking place down there as time goes by. Hopefully, we can get you some more information on that. We understand that the city is making some major purchases downtown Brampton, that they are looking at purchasing some properties and some buildings. At this stage, we don't have a lot of information around that. What we understand is that the large majority of these purchases have been made in camera, so therefore the public does not have an information on them. There was not opportunity for public input, and that's a matter of concern for the public when our tax dollars are being spent in a way where we don't have immediate input on those things. So those are some questions to kind of give your counselor a call upon and say, hey, can we get some more information on some of these purchases that you're looking at doing in downtown Brampton? Are some other things that we're looking at? There's the future of group homes in the city is also something that is on the agenda right now at City Hall that they are looking into. So for those who are out there not sure, these are some questions again to give your counselor a call. One of the concerns that we have in this city is as it relates to healthcare and healthcare beds, and we have seniors in hospitals who are taking up beds that they don't need to take up, and the city is now making a move that will have impact on some of these development, which are group homes, particularly group homes as it relates to for seniors. So there are a number of things there. We'll get into that as we go by. So we just want to highlight a few of these things that are taking place in our city that you need to pay attention to. Some of the headlines today, Mario, if you want to jump in here right now. Today we had a meeting between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition for the first time. You have a quick 30 seconds to give your feedback on this one.
Well, I was glad to actually finally hear of a reconvene of Parliament, I believe December 5th.
Yep.
Looking forward to the cabinet being announced, if I'm not mistaken, end of November.
Yes.
There are some big things that we're looking forward to. Obviously, reconvening just means that they're getting back to business and actually governing. And so the meeting of the Prime Minister and the official opposition is important.
Yep.
It's important that they, the one aspect that I always have a problem with party politics is that component of divisiveness, as opposed to coming back and governing together.
Mario, we have to pick it up there after the break. Stay with us. When we come back, we will take a look at the Peel District School Board. Trustees David Green and Kathy McDonald will join us as we discuss some issues facing the Peel District School Board. Stay with us.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
World-famous spiritual astrologer and psychic Pandit Sai is born to serve people. He's an expert on palmistry and horoscope. He can handle all problems and give Vedic solutions for business, job, love, marriage, husband and wife problems, children, personal, and many others, including depression. He also performs pujas to clear all sorts of obstacles. Call Pandit Sai and see changes in your life now. 647-766-1419. Located at 2895 Derry Road, East Mississauga, Airport Road and Derry.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
Welcome back to On Point, your political and current affairs talk show program. Right now we have joining us from the Peel District School Board. We start to my immediate right, Trustee for Wards 3 and 4, Miss Kathy McDonald. Kathy, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and we have beside her Trustee for Wards 1 and 5 in the city of Brampton, Mr. David Green. David, it's good to have you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
let's talk a bit closer to the mic for us because
Okay.
we are. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So this is a political and current affairs talk show program. You
Right.
know, so we want to talk a little bit about the Peel District School Board.
Right.
So if you could kind of give us a little bit of a background. First of all, you are both elected.
Right.
So you're both elected. So
Exactly.
normally at the same time when we have the election for the municipal council,
Right.
Councillors and regional councillors, we also have the same time for
Right.
for the
Trustees.
Trustees.
Yes.
How many trustees are there in Brampton? Just for the sake of our listeners who are listening or
So-
watching.
So there's 5 of us in Brampton.
5 are you in Brampton?
Yes.
Okay.
12. Yes.
12 for the entire board.
Right.
So my understanding is that there is one in Caledon, representing the town of Caledon.
Right.
And then that would leave 5 and 1, 6. That would leave 6
in Mississauga. Yes.
Okay. All right. So talk to us before we go then in terms of the composition of the board. Who chairs the board? How is the chairperson for the board chosen?
So I can lead into that, and Kathy. So there's a structure in how the board is. So once you're elected as a school board trustee, and you're swearing in, and once you swear in and sign your document, you're signing in not only as a representative of the community, but also as a what we call a corporate. You're signing that you're taking on the corporate responsibility. That means when we talk about the board, the entire 12 trustees make up the board.
Okay.
Out of that, you have various different committees that trustees are elected to sit in to make various different governance decision, program decision, policy decision, and you also have to elect a chair and a vice chair who would also lead the board and be the public relation officer on behalf of the entire board. But the trustees are the one that select and vote for these particular positions.
Okay.
Two
Okay.
things, if I may.
Sure.
One, it's important to note that individually, trustees have no power.
Right.
We have to vote on everything.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's basically the majority rules, but it's important that the minority's voice is
It's been heard.
Right.
Okay.
And also, we have only one employee, which is the Director of Education. That's our only employee.
Okay.
And we charge the Director of Education to lead the board
Okay.
and to make sure that whatever policies we approve or policies and bylaws that we have in place, that he makes sure that they're being followed.
Yeah. So one of the things is that, and Kathy's right. The director is the only employee, but we're responsible for the entire school board because we need to hold the director accountable, and that the director hold staff accountable to their duty and responsibility.
Okay. So normally, so let me get this now, just for my sake and for the individuals who are watching. So all this, the trustees are elected.
Right.
From among yourselves, you decide who becomes chair of the board.
Exactly.
All right, and also vice chairs.
Right.
And you decide who chairs various committees.
Right.
But
Exactly.
as a body, you only get to employ the director of education, who
Right.
carries out your positions and your policy.
Right.
Do you normally change this director of education when you in a new board or after an election, or do you normally find that a director of education continues from year to year?
So when I first became a trustee, we had a director who had a 3-year term in their contract,
Okay.
renewable.
Okay.
And however, because the government mandated change, since I became a trustee, the mandate now suggests that you either go 3-year or 5-year. And oftentimes, because what we're seeing across the province is that there's a lack of maturity in directors across the province. So most of the board now that are signing on, directors are signing a 5-year. So a present director has a 5-year contract. He's on 2 years into his 5-year contract.
Okay.
However, there's clause in the contract that either he can decide to leave before the 5-year,
Or
or
he
the
can
board can decide to move him for before the 5 years. But there is around that there is certain parameters and how you can remove him before the 5 years up.
Okay, before we get into some of the issues of why you may remove a director, Kathy, you want to tell us how is the board funded?
So the board is funded through the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
Right? And basically, the trustees, we get an honorarium.
Okay.
Right? For our role.
Okay.
And we have various responsibilities as trustees.
But you also get funded through property taxes as well, right? As a part of that.
Right, but
education.
that comes through the government. So that part of, because we no longer, there was a time long before I was a trustee,
Okay.
where it was the trustees that would raise and control the property tax part of the education part, but we no longer do that.
Okay. All right.
So, and I may add to that. What happened is that there is one log fund, and that log fund is when the government collect the taxes. So you're in Brampton, and your taxes could be supporting kids in North Bay. So it's a one pot, and then out of that pot, they fund the 72 school board across the province out of that one pot. And they have different funding, which is capital funding. You have per pupil funding. You have renewal funding. You and all these type of it's a lot for me to go through right now, but it's got various different pots of funding that we're funded through the ministry for.
So a quick question for you. Either you could jump in here now and answer this one. So you're saying you basically, the board has authority to employ one person, the director of education. When a parent have an issue with a teacher,
right,
and they decide that they're going to call the school board about it, you have no power to hire or fire that teacher. What do you do?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. So here we don't have the power to hire or fire that teacher. However, for that teacher to be fired, it has to come to the board. If the board don't vote to fire that teacher, even though the staff is recommending that this teacher be dismissed, the board has to vote on it to say, yes, I want this person. So when they come to the trustees and demonstrate a reason, and oftentimes there's a just cause for voting to fire this teacher.
So a school principal having an issue with a teacher,
right,
brings it, decide that this teacher is not the best fit for the school, has no authority to release that teacher that has come to the board.
No,
There are a series of steps.
yes, go ahead, Kathy. Yeah, this is
It's not as straight cut as that. So there's this, because when a teacher gets an evaluation, and because you have an evaluation, right?
Okay.
So if you don't pass that evaluation, so you get satisfactory or unsatisfactory.
Okay.
So if it's unsatisfactory, then the principal has a duty to put supports in place to help that teacher.
Kathy, we're going to hold it there when we come back, because we have some issues we're going to dive into when we come back from the break, because the Minister of Education for Ontario has ordered a review of this Peel District School Board. I want to get into some of those reasons when we come back as to what exactly is happening in Peel, that the minister has to step in and say, no, we need to review what is happening in this school district. Stay with us. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is On Point.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
All right, welcome back to On Point. We are talking today, taking a dive on the Peel District School Board. And we have trustees Kathy McDonald from Brampton Wards 3 and 4, David Green, trustee from Brampton Wards 1 and 5 with us. Kathy, do you want to start us off with this section? The Minister of Education has decided to conduct a review of the Peel District School Board. That's a big step. What exactly is happening with the districts, in Peel schools, why we need to have such a review that the Minister of Education have to step in? What's going on there?
Well, to try and get that in 10 minutes is kind of hard because you need a 2-hour show.
Yes. We can do.
But let's see what we'll do, right? Because a lot of concern, both from trustees, from community members, from parents and students, with what was happening at the board.
I'll bring your mic a bit closer.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Specifically with regards to anti-black racism.
Okay.
And how we got there, it was a long journey. But I think the catalyst for everything actually started on the August 27th meeting.
Okay.
When in utter frustration, I went public with the fact that I was trying to deal with an issue. And an issue which I just refused to let go of.
Okay.
And it was the fact that a trustee had called a school in our board called McCriminal.
Okay.
And to me, that was wrong on so many fronts.
So the trust you're referring to the school as McCriminal, a criminal school.
Right.
Okay.
And to call any school McCriminal is wrong.
Okay.
And then that school has a high black population.
Okay.
It also had, this bad reputation.
Okay.
A reputation with which the current staff, the principals, they have worked so hard to get rid of that reputation.
Okay.
Right? And for a trustee to make a statement, I think, how could you represent your community if you see the people going there as criminals, right? Because you're bastardizing the name of a school.
Yeah.
Right? And I made several attempts, starting from the moment he said it,
okay,
in April,
April,
to get at least an acknowledgement of why that statement was so outrageous. And even getting my colleagues to deal with that. Because as I said in the earlier segment, a trustee on your own, I have no authority. So I need the majority
to vote,
to vote and everything. And I found it disgraceful that I couldn't find 7 colleagues that shared my concern.
Okay. Wow.
Well, if I may jump in, one of the facts is that, as Kathy said, to change anything, to make any decision, you need 7 out of the 12 trustees to be voting yes.
Okay.
If you put something on the table and you don't have the majority, then that's fail. This was a simple ask. It was a simple. We have a duty and a responsibility.
What were you asking, though, David?
The simple thing that she was asking for is that as a board we do a duty, because one of the things that we as a trustee, we're responsible for governing ourselves.
Okay.
And governing ourselves appropriately with integrity.
Yeah.
So therefore, when one of us step out of the line, the rest of the trustee needs to have the knowledge to understand that it's your duty to hold that trustee accountable.
Okay.
By bringing that trustee in and sit down with that trustee and have a conversation. I have basically before a flame of a board meeting, and previous chairs called me into meeting, and you have to say reprimanded me and asked me to apologize.
Okay.
When I feel the need to apologize, when there's something to apologize about, I did. And when when it was something, when there was injustice being done to student in the school, I refused to apologize, because I was elected to represent the community, and therefore I got to represent the community. I got to speak for against injustice, and to ensure that our children are provided opportunity in a school system where they can feel safe, included, and supported.
Okay. So basically, this is started because you're saying that one trustee refused to give an apology after referring to a school as criminals. That's one of the issues.
That was the catalyst.
But
it's revealed a lot of other underlying issues that we're grappling with as a board.
Okay.
We had.
What are some of the other challenges that this field board is facing at this time?
So we had a lot. For example, it has now been publicized about. We have a situation where we are several human rights complaints.
Okay.
Right? So how are we handling that? These are issues as a board we need to discuss. We
Okay.
have situations where our students are coming to us and telling us about how they feel, how are they being treated, and what are we doing. And
Okay.
to me, we have a program called We Rise. It's called the We Rise Together Action Plan.
Okay.
So if the students are saying that they're not feeling the impact, right,
Mm-hmm.
of this program, they're still being called the N-word. They still feel targeted. They're still being called savages. And these are things that I've brought to the attention
The trustees.
of trustees. I've brought it to their attention. And in my estimation, nothing is being done, or not enough is being done.
Okay.
So if you have situations, again, I brought the fact that we have had a staff member say that black students are lazy, they're not smart, and nothing you can do, meaning the We Rise program, can help them. I find that problematic to have a staff member having a belief like that, and then when the issue is raised, you want to know, but why was I there to hear the comment? Right? And these are issues that I cannot stay silent about anymore,
Okay.
because when someone, and it's a basic human rights, and what people fail to realize, that we have a duty, a legal duty, to educate all students, including black students. It's not a favor we're doing them. We have a legal obligation to educate each student.
Are you able, David Green? I know a human rights complaint was brought by your integrity commissioner to the Human Rights Tribunal. Are you able to speak to that, or is that something that you can't speak to as a trustee?
Well, the thing is, what happened, any human rights case that has been brought against the board, because it's been dealt with on that legal level, we can't speak about it
All right.
as trustee, but the only thing that we can say, okay, it's in the public, it's out there, that there is
information.
several case against the board, but in terms of speaking about it, we're forbidden to do that.
Is there any power within the board to remove one of its members who have stepped out of line? Does
No.
the board have that authority?
No,
It
the
has
board
to go-
has no authority. Where the authorities speak is when the next election come around. And one thing I need to point out to you, that at the two board meeting where the group came out and was making demand and making protests, they keep referring them to the integrity commissioner. And that's wrong, because the integrity commissioner has no power to accept complaint from the community.
Oh.
It's under the municipal act that you can file a complaint against a local elected official,
yeah.
and that's where it's dealt with. So that information that was provided was a wrong information that was even provided to the community. Go to the integrity commission, because the integrity commissioner has no authority within his or her power to accept complaint from the community.
So when the community has complaints, then it has to go to the trustee. The trustee makes the complaint to the integrity commissioner. That's the process.
This is for the dealing with the integrity commissioner. Is trustee, for instance, a trustee to a trustee making a complaint, or staff making a complaint against a trustee, that's when it goes to the integrity commissioner.
Okay.
So people don't understand the scope and the responsibility of the integrity commissioner, and making things really muggy.
So we
and
have
misguided people.
We have about a minute to go in this segment of the program. So with this review ordered by the province, what can parents expect? What can parents do? How can parents participate in this review, in this process?
So I'll give you a quick preview, because I've been around a long time.
Okay.
What's going to happen? There's going to be opportunity for the community to speak.
Okay.
Once the investigator come in, there will be a site that will be set up. It will be made public, and there you can send an email and said, I have concern, I would like to speak to the investigator, and they can't say, no, I'm not going to speak to you. Okay. They will speak to every trustee. They will speak to certain senior managing staff. They will speak to some administration, but there will be a site that will be set up so people can have their say.
Education is important. Brampton, Peel is a growing community. Lots of kids to be educated. We want to thank you both guys for your service. And also, is there a way, do you have a public email address or something that, the individuals out there who wants to connect with you can reach you to get more information? How do the community connect with you, Kathy, as well, David, afterwards?
So they can go to the Peel Board website. This is how to contact your trustee.
Okay.
That's the quickest way they can get the information.
Exactly.
Okay.
And just fire
Or follow
email.
me on Twitter
Yeah.
at Trustee McDonald.
Trustee
Yeah.
McDonald on social media.
Yes.
All right. David Green, Kathy McDonald, we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming in. We hope that we have shed some light on some of the developments at the Peel District School Board, and that parents and students out there can have the information as well, can feel safe as we educate our children. Thank you for coming in, and we will talk
pleasure.
again soon.
Thank
this
you.
is On Point. We take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity in our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
World-famous spiritual astrologer and psychic Pandit Sai is born to serve people. He's an expert on palmistry and horoscope. He can handle all problems and give Vedic solutions for business, job, love, marriage, husband and wife problems, children, personal, and many others, including depression. He also performs pujas to clear all sorts of obstacles. Call Pandit Sai and see changes in your life now. 647-766-1419. Located at 2895 Derry Road, East Mississauga, Airport Road and Derry.
Welcome back to On Point, your political and current affairs talk show program. Lovely discussion there with David Green, Trustee David Green, and Kathy McDonald. We'd have loved to have a lot more information from them. Faraz, I want to kick us off in terms of your response there. We pay attention sometimes to municipal government, to federal government, and provincial government, but not so much to our school boards. How important it is for us, as residents, for us to be engaged with our school boards.
It's extremely important, Jermaine, and it's so good that we're touching this topic now, because this is right now a very sensitive and a hot topic in the region of Peel. The school board has control of a $1.9 billion of budget. Mm-hmm. They have 256 schools that they're responsible for and manage, and the general population is so far away from understanding what's actually going on at the school board. And there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of, I like to call them, there's a lot of fossils in place who've been around for years and years, and they've gotten used to doing things a certain way. And we as a community are so far away from understanding and getting close to this process. So it's good that through On Point and through having the trustee guest on point on the show, we're raising awareness about what's going on at school board.
Mario, in terms of accountability, it's I guess the school board operates similar to a municipality where the councillors are, they hire the CEO hires everybody else. But it seems to be a very hard process based on what they're saying to hold people accountable in the school board.
There's a lot of similarities, but and again, I'm the first to say I'm not even versed as well as some my friend Faraz here. But one thing that I always, when you say a number like that, 1.9
billion, yeah.
Okay. And the realities are this, is our trustees get an honorarium, our honorarium.
Yep.
They are not paid well enough to be a full-time job. And they're the ones making decisions for our children and their livelihood or their futures.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I find very sad, is the fact that unfortunately, because of that, you have some people that actually put their name into the mix of things during election time that really believe in what they're doing. God bless them. But there are some that just happen to put their name in just for the sake of why not? And a lot of times they are ones that win because so many people don't understand what's going on. It's hard enough for them to even. I ran for municipal government, 34% voter turnout, guys. 34. So of that 34%, and that's for your councillors and potentially mayor, they are looking at the school board trustee last. And that's an unfortunate component. I think that's very sad. And what ends up happening is a lot of those school board trustees don't have the funding to run a proper campaign. There's a lot of elements there that it's just for the democratic process, it creates a real problem that we don't get the best representation a lot of the times. We have had great past representation. There may be some great ones here. I mean, Kathy McDonald and David Green spoke phenomenal. One person that I look up to as a past chair is someone like Beryl Ford. Anyone that knows or knows about Beryl Ford, she basically committed a life to the school board. A good friend of mine, Elaine Moore, was on the school board as well. These are people that took it to heart and believed in what they were doing.
So is it time then? Because sometimes people look at the school board trustee as just a stepping stone to being a city councillor or to be a mayor or an MPP or something. First, is it time that that residents really understand and that the school board is not just a stepping stone for a trustee to get towards a different political level, because that seems to be the case right now. You run for school board trustee first, get your name out there, and then you come back and run for councillor or MP. I mean, is it time we start taking that seriously? Because as Mario said, it's about educating our children and preparing them for the future.
Yeah, I think actually if we should look at this, we should look at the stats. There's maybe some people who put their name on the ballot because they have ambitious for a different office after a certain period of time. But looking at the current school board crop that's there, these guys have been around a long time. So only a few of the selected trustees actually move on to do something else or actually move away. What's important for anybody running for any sort of office is to first understand why they're running. Right? It's not that, trustees is sort of an honorarium sort of setup and you don't really have to run a massive campaign. Let me just go up and sign up for this, right? Like I would encourage families, parents who have children in the school board system to be more involved. Like there's more of that, like with the real passion is where you should be putting your name on the ballot effectively because then you can actually bring real change.
Yeah, that's true. That's important. Well, I mean, lots happening there. And now we see it, it has gotten to the stage where the Ministry of Education have stepped in to the region of Peel. The ministry don't really come in for any small issue. It has to be some serious things about our kids. How important it is there for Mario that once the review start, as David said, that residents, those of us who have children, kind of really get engaged, really get involved to make sure that we're shaping the future of this school board.
Well, I applaud the ministry for getting involved and taking it very serious. I think. From some of my initial discussions, it stems from potentially, and again, I don't want to point fingers or these are things that should be done in-house a lot of times. And what happens is if there is not good leadership, if there's not cohesion amongst the committee itself and the trustees there, things start to develop and spiral out of control. And truth be told, it's not specific to just school board trustee. We see that in municipalities, we see that at provinces and in governments. So this is though, the ministry getting involved is a good step at recognizing and understanding that there is some serious implications here, and we need to take it serious. And I think to the point of community engagement has to increase, because not enough people go to our council chambers. I can only imagine at the school board level, it's probably it's far and few. So
first, I want to talk to us about that in terms of how often these trustees meet. I think they meet monthly, and their meetings are open. You could probably talk about when is the next meeting.
The next meeting is actually tomorrow.
So tomorrow, what time are these meetings held?
They're in the evening, so they're about 7 p.m. start, and all of the information is on the school board website.
Okay.
But interesting thing, and this is a shout out to anyone who wants to attend the meeting tomorrow. The chair of the board has actually canceled the meeting tomorrow, and within their constitution or bylaws, it's not allowed to cancel the meeting. You have to have quorum. You come in, and if there's not enough quorum after 30 minutes, then you are supposed to cancel the meeting. But because of the community backlash with what's going on right now, with this criminal issue, the chair has decided to cancel the meeting tomorrow.
So the community has taken an interest in the board, wants to come to these meetings. The chair has seen the community coming out to the meetings, and the chair cancels the meeting.
Can't take the pressure.
No, that's rather interesting. You can imagine. So there's a meeting tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We're at
it's at the here Ontario and Matheson building. It's a Peel District School Board building. It's a palace. People should come out, take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so if you gentlemen, we're about to wrap up the show now, because we're out of time actually. So if you have a student or a child who is in the Peel District School Board, we encourage you to listen, to join in, to help create that positive environment for the education and the upliftment of the next generation. If you don't have a child in the education system, still get involved, because you should have an interest in wanting to make sure that the kids around you are properly educated, so that the next generation can be world-class citizens. We're ready to come and to serve. Final point to you, Mario. Final point to you, Faraz, as we wrap up this evening.
Again, I think you hit it well, Jermaine, is that get involved at the school board level, get involved at the municipal level, understand what's going on to this community. In our community, what ends up happening a lot was we complain, but I oftentimes go to a meeting and there's tumbleweed in these meetings. There's no one that's there, and then after it has occurred, people complain. Those meetings are your opportunity to speak, to understand the issues, and speak to those issues. So take advantage of those.
Final word to you, Faraz.
That's exactly my point too. Get involved. You're paying taxes. You're living in these communities. It's really, really important. We have dining room talks. We have coffee talks. We bash the politicians. We talk about the policies, but we never get involved. And it's really important that people start to raise up their voices and get involved with what's going on.
You can always depend on Point to bring you the issues of importance. Thank you for watching. Join us again next Tuesday at 4 p.m. when I have a special statement that I want to address some special things happening at City Hall. So join me for that statement next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Thanks for watching.